At L&M Fine Jewelry, we hand select our diamonds to give you the very best prices possible. Monty knows a great deal when he finds one. Find your great deal at L&M Fine Jewelry.
Your diamond destination.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Samuel Akem. I'm back. This is really a first for me. I've never really done player interviews like that. I'm really excited to have this dude on. This is my former teammate from the University of Montana, current offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Dylan Cook. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you on, bro. You've had a crazy journey throughout your high school, college, and now NFL career. You're now made the active roster for the Steelers for the second straight year. Talk a little bit about how the year's been for you, bro.
It's been good. I definitely am getting more comfortable to like the pace of NFL ball and like the communication of it, and really mainly the pace though. Just it moves quick. Like everyone says, like college football moves quick, the season goes quick, but like the NFL season's longer. But I mean, we're really only working 3 days a week, 4 days a week if you're playing on Sundays. So it really speeds up. You don't got to go to class. You know how that goes. Like we don't got to go to class before and after practice. Like, we're in the building and we're out of the building. Like it's pretty quick days. So just the pace of like the work week is definitely a change, but it's almost convenient in a sense.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, because I remember that was something that when I was in the USFL, that's something that I talked to Samori about, was like, you're cool with your teammates and like there's a healthy level of friendship there, but at the same time it's like the guys you're not lockers are next to, the guys you're in the meeting room with, like, I'm trying to take your spot, or like you're trying to take my spot. So like how does that feel for you, and how has that been for you throughout your NFL career?
It's bittersweet for sure. One example of it was last year. I made the team by beating out a 32-year-old, like 7-year vet at tackle. So like to see him, like he took it a lot easier than younger guys would because he's set. He's got money, he's got his family, he's got his place.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like younger guys my age or even younger than me, like it sucks to see, but at the same time, it's how it goes.
It is, man. It's just so crazy because like, man, like we could be laughing together one day and the next thing you know, they're gone. Like just like, oh, what happened to such and such? Or like for me, we had like a group chat with all the receivers, and you see somebody get booted out of the group chat, and you're like, damn, they must have just got cut.
So we just played our last preseason game on last Saturday, and it was in Detroit, 1:00 kickoff Eastern time. So they were back by like 6. I didn't travel. They were back by like 6. So we went to O-line dinner that night, and I think there was 16 of us, all 16 of us out there. And the next morning they got 4 of them before we even got in the building. Like we call them the Reapers. They sit right at the entrance and say, if you're on their list, they come get you right away. Say, hey, they got to talk to you upstairs. Damn. It's cutthroat. Like y'all, like you said, you're chilling one night, and the next night you could tell too at dinner, like the guys who knew their time was coming because they were just trying to have fun. They were just out, drinking a little bit, enjoying the box, and they knew what was coming for them the next day. But it never gets easier to see. I will say that. Like seeing someone get cut, seeing their dreams get diminished like that, it never gets easier.
So you were on the practice squad for the Buccaneers the whole year, but you're not unfamiliar with getting waived. What was that like between that transition from the Buccaneers to getting on the Steelers? What was that like?
It sucked. It was one of the lowest moments, but it only lasted about 24 hours. So I went all off season just training. Like I was in Minnesota training for weeks, like 2 months. And I got back to Tampa, and you do a month of workouts before the rookies get there.
Yeah.
So you're working out, you're doing every day. Like you said, you're getting close with the guys. You guys are hanging out in your off time. And then the rookies show up and you do rookie minicamp. Being a practice squad player, you can technically get asked to do rookie minicamp even if you're not a rookie. So I was in that situation. So I went, my second year now, I went and did rookie minicamp with Tampa, thinking it was sweet. Like, oh, I'm about to go out here, I'm going to just be the example guy. Like I'm just, kind of going through the motions. No, bro, I took every rep and did good, did my thing.
Yeah.
And Sunday came around, last day of rookie minicamp. I get out of the shower to 2 missed calls from a random number. I said, what's that about? And I'm like drying off, and someone comes, taps me on the shoulder. Hey, Dylan, they want to talk to you upstairs. I said, wait, what? I said, me? He's like, yeah, they want to get you. I was like, all right, whatever. So I go up there, bro. I was devastated. Like, I didn't know how to handle it. Coaches didn't even know what to say. Like, I went and talked to both our line coaches, and neither of them knew what to say to me. They're like, we can see you went and got better. Like, you've done enough for us to stay around, but upstairs has the
It's the
final say.
business,
And
bro.
they
It's the
said you haven't done
business.
enough, and that's the business of it. And it's funny, when I got to Pittsburgh, the O-line coach in Pittsburgh knows the O-line coach in Tampa really well. And the O-line coach in Tampa went up to him on some low energy type stuff and was like, hey, like, I was sick to see him leave. Like, I stood up on the table saying, we need to cut this other guy. We need to keep him around, all this, blah, blah, blah. And then we got a D lineman from Tampa that signed here this year, said the same thing. Like, he said the whole D line was shocked that I was the one that got cut, all this, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was cool to hear all that, but and hear it
Yeah.
from the coaches and all that. But at the same time, it's like, well, I got cut, so what does it matter?
Yeah. So it's
Um,
like that doesn't matter to
so
me right now.
yeah, it's like it's cool to hear, but I really don't care. So
Right.
I left Tampa. This was Sunday evening. I left Tampa Monday morning, flew back to Montana, got Montana Monday night. Tuesday morning, I got a call from the Steelers. So I hadn't even like unpacked yet, and the Steelers flew me out. And then yeah, I mean the rest is history. The rest is what we're doing now. So it's
So how does
cutthroat
that
when you get cut. Like I'm be honest, I was in the parking lot in Tampa, like crying to my girlfriend, my fiance now, like didn't know what to say. Like, I'm coming home. I was sick, bro.
so how does that work? Like you get waived from the Buccaneers. How do the Steelers even know? Did your agent send the film? Do your coaches send the film? Like how do they see you and how do they know that they want you? Because I
So
guess
once
at that
you,
point you had preseason film. But like
yeah,
outside
from
of
the
that,
year
it's probably just all
before.
practice. Yeah, it's probably all just practice film. So how did they know to they wanted to sign you?
So they really talk to my agent, and they really just go through my agent. I obviously sent him rookie minicamp film. That was the
Right.
most recent of my film. Sent him my good reps, sent him my bad reps, just for him to see. Um, But yeah, I really don't know how it goes down. I know you definitely, once you get cut or waived, you have to go through the waiver wire to where every team like gets an opportunity in a specific order to either pick you up or say no. And I don't think I got claimed. I think I went through the waiver wire unclaimed, and then the Steelers
Ah,
were like, "Oh, well, we can bring him in for free."
okay.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
cutthroat. It's cutthroat when people get cut. You see a lot of people who get cut and then they get signed within 24, 48 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, talk about you're a Butte guy. Talk about what it's like when you go back to Butte. What's the love like that you get when you go back to Butte, man?
The love is undescribable. Anywhere I go, there's someone somewhere who, knows me or has heard of me or something. They're always so thankful for me, like taking pictures and signing autographs, but that's the least I could do. Like, they've shown so much love from the time I very first moved there to now. The love's never changed. It's always been there. Always a great place to go back to, and it's humbling. Like, as NFL players, like, we get catered to in every facet of our life. Like, food's delivered to us, like, laundry's done for us, all that. So, like, to
Yeah.
go back home and have to like be my own person again it's awesome. Like, it's awesome to just go grocery shopping. It's awesome to just, go get gas and just see people that I've, known for over a decade. As
Yeah,
opposed to being out
man.
here, I don't know anyone. Like, how it is
Yeah.
in the city. You can go wherever and just blend in.
Yeah. So, what about so do you have a house in Butte now?
Yeah, so we live at my fiance's parents' house.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, are
Yeah,
you
so
are you
me,
eventually going to try to buy a house down in Montana or where do you see yourself settling down? I feel like it's Montana,
Montana.
but like
Montana for sure. We'll see how long we're here in Pitt. Pitt's kind of growing on me a little bit. It's a
ah,
big butte. It's hard to explain if you haven't seen it, but it's just a bigger version of Butte. People are
I've,
very
I've
nice.
heard I've heard that Pitt is like a hard-working blue-collar town, which is very
Yeah,
similar to Butte, which I could see that resemblance.
yeah, and that's why I like seeing like the at-home videos of people's Steeler reactions. Like, you hear the
Yeah.
boos and all that in the crowd, but I want to hear from the people who realistically can't afford to go to every game, that don't care whether we're winning or losing. They're gonna have our back. Those are the
Yeah.
type of fans you have in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So, man, you haven't got your first real game action But like, what has that been like? Just kind of just like sitting back. You were active, technically active, and I think a lot of people don't understand this about the NFL. And I really didn't understand this until really breaking it down with Samori. But like, you have the 53 active, but then you have the 48 that dress. There's 5 guys that don't dress that are still getting an active check. You were one of those guys all year last year, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I
So what is
suited
that
up
like?
2 games, I think. Yeah, 2 games because we had injuries and somehow not another injury all season, which is good,
Man,
good thing.
yeah,
But um, it's interesting. It's like you travel with the team, you do everything with the team, you just don't suit up. So I was
yeah.
just, I was on the sideline, shorts, t-shirt. I would actually, they like the number system we use for our plays, like they give us a play sheet and it's just got all these plays on it. And so they'll,
Yeah.
in the radio, in the headset, they're just saying 173, play 173. So I'd like read it off to the coach. So I'd like have a little job to do.
Uh, yeah,
But
yeah,
the biggest perk, and a lot of people don't know this, so every stadium has to provide a halftime snack for people who aren't players.
yeah.
So like
Ah,
everywhere we go, or even in Pittsburgh, there's always a laundry room somewhere that has hot dogs and chicken strips.
the glizzies.
Yes, the Glizzies.
No.
The second halftime comes, like I'm in the laundry room with everyone else, just killing these Glizzies and chicken strips. Everyone else, it's so crazy because everyone else, like they're going through halftime adjustments, all that. I don't need to be
Right.
there. I don't need to be
Yeah.
in the locker room. So I just, me and the other guys, the other 4 guys, would go, get us a glizzy or something. But
Damn.
other than that, like it's really the same P squad life. And being a former P squatter, it's kind of BS little how little P squad guys get paid
Yeah.
because they do a lot of the work. They do everything
Hmm.
except play the game. So like
Yeah.
I'm literally basically doing that. I do everything the practice squad guys do. I just don't play in the game.
It's so
So
it's so interesting when I think about it too, because it's like you're active and it's like you're getting that active check, and obviously you'd love to be playing, but it's like damn, like this is kind of. I mean,
it's kind of nice, but don't get me wrong. Like I want to play because there's a whole other set of
100%,
paychecks that come with
one
that,
hundred
like player
percent.
performance and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Um, I mean, it's not a bad lifestyle for one year.
Nah,
I could do it for one year.
man. Um, Man, so talk about Coach Mike Tomlin. I think a lot of people know him as like a great leader, a great motivator of men. What has it been like for you to have him be your head coach?
Coach T is a different breed for sure. He honestly kind of reminds me of my high school head coach, Coach Gray, in the
Yeah,
fact that,
I met him a
yeah,
couple weeks ago at the MCA conference.
he's good. He's a good dude. He lives right up the
Yeah,
street from us. Um, but he cares about us. Like he obviously cares about us as players, but he cares about us more as men, and he just wants us
hmm
to be good men off the field because that'll translate to good things on the field. And
yeah,
Coach T is the same way. He mentioned something that really stuck with me. I think it was Memorial Day weekend. We get that Monday off during OTAs.
hmm
And he was talking about how that was the first time he'd gone out with his wife to let his wife show him off in anything that wasn't a funeral. And it
wow,
really hit me. He's like, our women in our lives, like all they want us to do is just be there. When they ask us to go somewhere, like 1 or 2 times a year, just be there for them and like really show them the appreciation. Because like even Genevieve,
100%.
like she's here, she has the house in shape. Like she does her
Yeah,
part to the fullest.
yeah,
And for him to just be able to give back to his wife and just a little sense like that hit me hard because I'm the same way. I get home, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go out. I don't want to
yeah,
go shopping. But sometimes like it's a lot easier than we think for us to just be like, yeah, I'll go. And I'll just tag along. And for our women to get to just show us off because that's all they want to do. They just want us to
yeah.
to be there and meet their friends and all that. And hearing that from him, a man of his like stature,
hmm
was that really hit home for sure. But he's full of that. Like he's full of his little quotes, his little Tomlinisms, just wanting us to be better men off the field.
Yeah. So, um, I'm sure there's a lot of kids these days who hit you up for like inspiration, and like what has that been, and like what do you kind of tell what do you kind of tell the kids who aspire to be like Dylan Cook these days when they hit you up?
My main mantra is just control what you can. There's a lot of things, especially at this level, that you have no control over.
Literally.
Politics, there's financial contributions that you have no control over that
Hmm.
affect playing time. And at the end of the day, just control what you can. You control your attitude and your effort. You can just work your butt off, and The rest will really take care of itself because there's no point in tripping over it if you can't control it.
100%.
That's really what I tell them. And it's hard for them to hear it. It's hard for them to like see it and see how that could pay off. But I promise you it will. If you just put your head down and just work your tail off, the rest will fall into your lap.
So go back. I want to go back to a high school Dylan Cook who was a quarterback, and you faced adversity your whole career. We're not going to talk about your senior year. Let's talk about young Dylan Cook. What was it like in your early high school career? What was it like?
So freshman year, I was playing 3 games a week. I was a freshman quarterback, sophomore quarterback, and JV quarterback.
Damn.
And then I wouldn't even suit up on varsity until we got to the playoffs. So I was just running those 3 teams. Sophomore year, I did.
And then you were
junior.
in Deer Lodge, right?
Yeah.
As a freshman.
No, I was in Deer Lodge until 6th grade.
Okay,
And then
okay.
Anaconda for 7th grade, and then Butte 8th grade on.
Okay.
So yeah, my brother was a quarterback my freshman and sophomore year. So I knew I wasn't getting no playing time.
Yeah.
The funniest part about that, though, was he had a toe injury his senior year. So
Like
he
turf
did
toe?
not practice. Yeah, he had like a turf toe thing. Did not practice. So I was running the practices my sophomore year as QB1. And he'd come in on Friday nights and throw for 400 yards and, 4 touchdowns and not even practice that week. That was the
That's
craziest
probably some
part
good
of winning.
experience for you, though.
Yeah, it was great. I was going with the one O-line, the one receivers,
Mm-hmm.
got me good, got me, the chemistry was there, the timing was there. Definitely prepared me for junior year when, I got the keys.
So
And,
my question that I have for you is, you're this big 6'6" dude. Big, you can tell you got the frame. Obviously, you're an NFL offensive lineman now. Why the hell are you playing quarterback, bro, in high school?
long story. Really keep it simple. My brother, he goes in, wins a state championship, and then, breaks all the records, all that. And I'm just there, they're like, okay, well, he's his brother. He's got to have something to him, right? My dad definitely had some influence on that for sure too. But
Right.
I don't know. You've met my dad. Like he's
Yeah.
definitely a influential man when it comes to wanting what he wants.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like Coach Gray just didn't want to disappoint him in a sense and just kept me at quarterback.
Do you think if your dad's influence hadn't been there, you would have played like offensive line or a different position, maybe defensive line or something? Or
It's kind of hard to say because he had all 3 of us, both my brothers and me, be quarterbacks, but I was the only one who wanted to be a quarterback from day one. Like I was
okay,
6, 7 years old throwing the ball, like saying I want to
okay,
be a quarterback. Dallas wanted to be a running back. Little Devin wanted to be a receiver. I wanted to be a quarterback from day one. So
okay. That was
it's
going
kind
to
of
be my
hard to
next question.
say.
Is like, what did you want to play?
In the Treasure State, University of Montana football is a way of life. Lithia Ford has long been a proud sponsor of Grizz football, and Lithia Ford of Missoula is thrilled to have several of the best Montana football seniors driving the best trucks in Montana. Aspen Sound is the premier car audio and accessory shop in Montana. Aspen Sound makes sure the boys are riding in style with tinted windows and state-of-the-art stereo systems. There's always a party in Montana. Whether you're going to a concert, a wedding, or a football game, the Montana Party Bus will get you there. Skyline Sports and ESPN MT cover the Big Sky with more depth than anyone. Check out SkylineSportsMT.com and tune in to Nuanez Now on 1029 ESPN Missoula every day. My Montana Roots and Wear Your Roots clothing is your go-to spot for the most unique and comfortable lifestyle clothing you'll find anywhere. And get your custom t-shirts to support your favorite player. From 5 local businesses who love Montana, best of luck to the Grizz as they pursue another Big Sky Conference championship.
Yeah, I wanted to be the quarterback. I wanted the ball. I wanted to touch the ball every single play. I wanted to bomb it. Straight air raid offense. That's what we did in high school. Throw it 50 times a game. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay, so then we get to your senior year. I think anticipation is high for what Butte's going to be able to do. And first game of the season, you break your collarbone. What was that? I mean, like, talk about that a little bit, man.
Devastating. I mentioned one of my lowest points earlier. That was my lowest point. Because my junior year, we had 9 seniors. So we were coming into our senior year, like all 22 starters are basically seniors. We had a couple of younger guys here and there. But actually, the drive before I broke my collarbone, our best receiver tore his knee. So it was really a double whammy there. And
Dude, that
he
sounds
ended up
so similar to what happened our senior year at James Madison.
exactly. You went down, then Cam went down, and it was over. Very similar. Once like because our
Wow.
backup quarterback was like a sophomore,
Yeah.
little short, tiny kid. And he was expecting to just be chilling all year. And first quarter, now he's a starter. So yeah, the whole team was really down, and yeah, it was a tough year.
Man. So we graduated in 2021. Tommy Malott obviously was a freshman that year, and he ended up having his great playoff run. Tommy
Hmm.
Malott probably was too young for you when you were in high school. So what was it like watching a Butte guy grow up, and then here we are as seniors, and he's on the other side?
It's bittersweet because he's from Butte, so I'm obviously always going to root for him. But seeing him in the Bobcat, it knocks it down a notch. But being from Butte trumps everything else. It's awesome
Okay.
to watch him play, and it's awesome to see what he's been doing, and hopefully he gets a shot at the next level. We'll see how this year pans out for him, but
Yeah.
hopefully he'll get a shot at the NFL. And he's worked his tail off for it. Smart kid
Hmm.
too, so
Yeah.
he'll be fine either way. But yeah, it's awesome to see what his Butte High career panned out to be because I was around when the hype was there when he was in middle school,
Yeah.
and then I left, and then he finally got the reins, and to see it,
So
going to
he's been nice for a
he's
long
been
time.
nice, yeah,
Okay.
for a while, and there's always optimism about it, but to see him blossom into what he has or what he is today is awesome, absolutely awesome.
So, obviously, me and you never won a Big Sky championship. Well, I want to go back a little bit, actually. You leave high school, you go to Northern.
Hmm.
What, like, did you have other offers when you broke your collarbone? Did that kind of hurt your recruitment? What did that do to your recruitment when you broke your collarbone?
Killed it,
Yeah.
killed it. There was nothing but Northern, and there was a NAI school in St. Louis that wanted me.
Okay.
Those were my two options, and I was not going to St. Louis. Absolutely not. So I said, "Awesome, let's go to Havre."
Were there other schools prior to you breaking your collarbone looking at you, or was it just was it slow up to that point?
Yeah, and that sort of kind of falls in line with what my brother did. Like they had heard him, they missed out on him, so like, oh, he's got a little brother. Let's see what he does. So I was talking to a few Pac-12 schools, Mountain West, obviously the
Dang.
Grizz and the Cats, like just talking, nothing, no offers or anything, but just talking.
Still having a conversation?
Um, yeah, then the senior year came around, they talk kind of upped a little bit, and then the second I broke my collarbone, radio silence,
Damn.
over with.
Damn.
But Northern
So,
stuck around. Northern stuck
yeah.
around the whole time. So I was like, you know what, screw it, let's go.
So you go to Northern. What was that like? I mean, I've never been to Havre, so I have no idea. You got to let me know. Like, what was that? What's that
Yeah,
experience like?
it's different. For me, it's not super different, but like from
Right.
Missoula to Havre, way different.
Yeah.
Um, Not a lot of minorities outside of
Mm.
the athletics, and super nice people, but at the same time, you don't want to be, you're not a place you want to be walking around late at night trying to get back to
Yeah.
your dorm.
Yeah.
Um, but it was cool for me because it's one of those places. If you have a solid friend group, you're good. You can
Hmm.
survive it. If you're a loner and you don't do anything outside your dorm room, it's going to eat you alive. And I saw that. We had a lot of guys who would come up from California or come up from Colorado or come over from
Hmm.
Washington, and they'd never leave their dorm room, and they'd wonder why they're depressed or why they hate it here. It's that's why you have to get out. It's a place you have to get out. Like you have to get out and about. You have to go to basketball games. You have to go to rodeo events just because it's something to do
Yeah.
and get you out of the dorm room. And football wasn't great. Not the best program. I actually got up there my redshirt year and just couldn't throw the ball. Like that was
Just
my
because of your
first time. Like,
collarbone?
yeah, I just didn't have it right yet, I guess. And
Hmm.
I'm telling you, I don't know why. Maybe it was the yips. I don't even know. I just couldn't throw the ball. Like every ball
Yeah.
was going in the dirt. And that was tough mentally because I'm hearing from the upperclassmen like, oh, you're supposed to be the savior. Like you're supposed to be the guy. Like you're supposed to come in and
Man.
start as a freshman. And I was like, well, damn. And then once training camp ended, I was good. Like I had gotten a couple weeks of slinging it under my belt, but
Yeah.
by then decisions were made. So I was already redshirt, and this was before the 4-game redshirt rule, so
Oh
you
yeah.
couldn't play at all.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun. Definitely character development for sure.
Yeah. So then 2017. Did you start? Did you get some playing time? What happened the next year after your freshman year?
Yeah, I played here and there. They had a little cookie package for me. They called Cookie. They put a tight end at running back, and we would just bulldoze everything.
Okay.
Threw a couple passes here and there. I really got more long snapping reps than I did quarterback reps. I was a starting
Yeah, I
long
saw
snapper.
that. You played long
Yeah,
snapper? Like
yeah,
what?
and short snapper. But yeah, that was really my day job. Quarterback was just my side job at the time.
Damn.
Um,
Do you think you can
but
still do it now? Like that could be some versatility in the NFL, man.
I haven't tried it. It's funny. Our backup long snapper is a D lineman, so I mean, I
Uh,
definitely could throw my name in the hat. But
yeah.
I don't. I will see. The more you can do. That's what they say at this level. I haven't snapped in in years, but
Yeah.
it was fun. I always liked it. You just get to run down and force them one way. You don't even have to make the tackle. Just force them one
Right.
way. Like
Right.
OD was killing it at Montana. He's making tackles here and there. Like I wasn't even making tackles. I was just force him right, and I'm good to go. The rest is on the gunners.
So, talk about who was the first person to contact you? Was it Hauk? Was it Coach Green? You obviously came to Montana, walked on at Montana. Did you decide to do that just under your own volition, or did somebody contact you and say, "Hey, come over here"? And then also talk about the transition alignment with that transition to come over to
Yeah.
Montana.
Coach Green slid in my DMs on Twitter, and I don't know who he heard it from, but he just hit me up, said, "I hear you're trying to transfer," and I said, "Yes, absolutely." He said, "We got a walk-on spot at O-line if you want it." And I said, "I'll be there when you need me to show up." My first day was actually like the Friday before y'all played Northern Iowa, I think it was. Um,
Ah,
under the
okay.
2018.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I wasn't there for any of training camp, but just showed up. I think I was like 255, 260 at the time, maybe. I've
Light.
got a picture of me and Genevieve have a picture of me like from that night, me and my
Yeah.
jersey, and I'm a skeleton compared to now. But um, transitioning to O line was interesting in the sense that I could eat whatever I wanted. I'm no
Yeah.
longer like I've
You're just
always
trying
been
to put on
big.
weight.
I've always been big. Now I'm just trying to put on weight. The only fallback about Montana is there's no nutrition system whatsoever. So
Yeah.
I'm eating at the food zoo. I'm eating whatever I can afford. And
Yeah.
especially when I moved out the dorms, like what's going home to cook dinner when I'm driving by Subway, when I'm driving by Panda Express, when I'm driving by Wendy's. Like, well, I go home and cook when I could just spend $10 here and be full for the night. So
It's easy.
easy. So I basically just did that. I just ate whatever I could whenever I could. I
Right.
think going into spring of 2019, I think I was already up to maybe 280. I think I
Okay.
played that whole 2019 season around 280, 285, and then broke three bills going into COVID year, was ready to ball. We all were.
Oh
You remember that? We
man,
all were ready
that
to
squad was
go.
freaking ready,
We were
man.
ready to go. And then
Don't even
COVID
get me
happened.
started. Do not
Yeah,
get me started, bro.
that's
That
a
squad
whole
was
different
ready.
combo. We were ready to play some ball. And then COVID happened, so that was tough. I was working at Walmart just trying to afford to be able to maintain, the weight that I put on and the gains that I've
Right.
had. So um, O line isn't super crazy difficulty wise. A lot of less
Yeah.
thinking. A lot
Yeah.
less thinking. If you just know ball and you know mic points, you can really just come off the rock and just be physical. That's really all there is to it. There's no secret.
So, in leaving Havre, did you know that like nobody else is gonna want me as a quarterback, or like how did you make your mind? Because you've been a quarterback your whole life. You said it at
Yeah,
7. You wanted to play quarterback.
yeah.
How did you work your mind around saying like we got to walk on spot and lineman? Had you already considered that, or like was that your first time ever considering that?
That was my first time realistically considering it.
Mm-hmm.
They had actually offered me preferred walk on out of high school, them and the Cats. And the Cats said I could
Mm.
choose, but they would have had me in a lineman helmet day one.
They would have put you in a
But
lineman helmet.
yeah, for sure, like they did Botner. They just said
Yeah,
Bot, he could be a
just
tight
like
end.
Bot. Exactly who I
Walked
was
in with
thinking about, bro.
he walked in the locker room with knee braces and a big old helmet in his locker. Um, but yeah, I was ready to be done with football. Honestly, I was ready to just go back to Butte, just,
Yeah.
see what happens. And then Coach Green hit me up out of the blue. So it's kind of weird how all that works out.
Dang. So did like Northern take the love of the game out of it for you, or like what inspired you saying like, man, I'm just ready to hang it up? Like, what was that about?
Um, I think it was a mix of both the coaches and the town
Mm-hmm.
itself. Like, because we
Yeah.
went up, so this would have been my redshirt sophomore year, so it would have been my third year in Havre.
Yeah.
My family, me and my parents, we went up and we like unpacked my dorm room, all that on report day. And we went out to eat. I was just sitting there and was like, damn, I can't do this anymore. Like, I just don't, I just don't want to be here anymore. It was funny. My parents were actually trying to get me to transfer the spring before that, like that
Yeah.
previous spring, and like trying their hardest too. And I was like, no, I'm here for the boys. I'm here with my guys. Like, I'm good to go. Yeah, 3 hours in Havre in August, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I think we were back in Butte by 4 p.m. It was crazy.
Damn. So y'all just like unpacked it, repacked it, and left.
Yeah, and left. Like I told the coaches. Coaches were pissed. They wanted nothing to do with it because slide back a little bit. I take back that was the first time I considered changing positions. After spring ball, I was going to change positions. I was going to go to D-line. And
At
I talked
Havre.
with, yes, at Havre. So I was going back up there to be a D-lineman. And I talked to their D-line coach. He was a former NFL player. His name was Ollie Ogbu. He played with the Colts for a while, but he was the only reason I ended up staying. And what helped was I went back up there, and turns out he had left. So I was like, all right, well, what am I here for? And I was
Right.
like, I can't do this anymore. Let's go. Yep, we left.
Damn. Coach Germer, he's the new offensive coordinator at Havre. They said they're about to run like the
Yeah.
triple option.
Yeah, they just played the other day. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch much offense because right as I turned that on, the who played the other night? I forget who played the other
NDSU
night.
Colorado.
Yeah, that came on. So Havre started at like 7:30, and then NDSU came on. So I flipped it over. But wish the best for him. He's always been cool to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. He
best of
told
luck to
me
him.
he called me. I can't remember when I talked to him on the phone, but he was saying that they were gonna. I can't even remember how I got on the phone. I might have seen him in person, but he was saying that they were gonna run the triple option. I thought he was just BSing. Like I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're funny, And it, like, no, dead ass. They're about to run the triple option up there, bro.
I feel like that's the last hope. Just run
Man.
the wing tee. Just run something like that. That's you're
Right.
gonna get yards. You're gonna get
Right.
touchdowns.
Right.
Just stay in games.
What was it like when you were up there? Just like power
Air
offense,
raid.
spread,
Air
air
raid.
raid? Okay.
Yeah. Similar to my high school, we throw the ball, 30, 40,
Yeah.
50 times a game.
Yeah.
They actually had a good running back. His name was Zach McKinley. He went to CMR. I think he was a sixth-year guy when I got up there in 2016. So he had injuries and all that, but beast of a running back. So they would just run inside zone and under center inside zone, and he would 1,000 yards every year. But 1-10 to show for it. 0-10, 0-11. It's cursed. I swear, Havre's cursed. The football program.
So we've talked about like the ups and downs of your career over the years. When was it that you made that you had that realization that like I think I could play lineman in the NFL? What was that? When did you make that connection in your head?
Summer of 2021.
Okay.
I was getting hit up by agents left and right.
Yeah.
Because I forget the name of it. There's a report that goes out every year and it basically grades. Yes. It like grades everyone's like draft grade and all that. And,
Yep.
one of them told me that I was like 7th round undrafted, and that's why he was hitting me up. So
Yep.
I think I had maybe like 6 or 7 agents hit me up in like July. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, I could really do this. I was like, I could really do this, huh? So yeah, it was interesting kind of going throughout that year, knowing that it's bigger, there's eyes, like this film's going to get watched by somebody. So my approach that year definitely changed. Just want to be more physical, more, just grr mentality type of guy. And, I think
here at Five Valleys Restoration, your view is our view, and what a beautiful view it is. We are proud to be locally owned, locally operated. We love our community here in Missoula and also the full Five Valleys that we do service. We give back to the community, we service our community. Our kids go to school here, we live here, we play here, and we love it here.
It paid off in the sense that, I'm here where I'm at, but yeah, definitely June, July-ish of 2021. Going into my senior year, I was like,
so before then, what was your thought? Just like, I'm gonna finish out my college career, go back to Butte, like, where was your head at? Because you were in graduate, you were getting your master's too, right?
Yep. So that
Yeah.
was really the plan. Let's go win a Big Sky championship. Let's go have one last ride, and then finish out school and move on. Um,
Man,
yeah,
that's
just
so
it flipped.
crazy.
It flipped so
That's so
quick.
crazy.
It's like, damn, I can't be thinking like that anymore.
Right. Man,
So,
that's crazy. And I feel like I hear that story so much about guys who just like, like obviously have a lot of talent, are good at the game, but like they don't think anything further than their college career until somebody tells
mm-mm.
them like, yo, like you can do this past college. Like you have the skill
Yeah,
set. We see it. And like I
yeah,
feel like sometimes that's what it's all about. Cause like with me, I think about back to my high school career. I never forget I had this coach when I was like a freshman or a sophomore. We were running routes on air and he came up to me and he was like, if you keep working, if you keep working the way you do, you're gonna be really good one day. And like that was the first time that a coach had like really believed in me like that and really instilled me with that belief. Sometimes that's all it's about, like somebody telling you that they
hmm
believe in you, and that puts it in your head that like, no, like I can actually do this, man.
you
Like
can do this. Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy how that works out too. Because like I love this quote that you don't talk to anyone more than you talk to yourself. And
100%.
like self-talk is so important. And that's when I first heard that. I was actually in Tampa, but like I'd always thought of that concept
Mm-hmm.
of my self-talk is not very positive. Like I'm hard on myself.
Man,
But to hear
same.
that, to start, yeah, exactly. Like as athletes, like I feel like some of us are just naturally just so hard on ourselves.
Yeah,
And to hear it from agents and to hear it from other people that like, damn, I could actually play in the NFL. Like that's all I needed to hear. The rest
right.
was all right. Bet let's lock in. Let's go.
Right. See, and I think about that all the time too, because it's like, you if you let the fans tell the story, especially playing for Montana, you understand sometimes the fans can be very opinionated, and it's like if we
Yeah.
lose a game, it's like, oh, like they don't care. Like you could tell they didn't care out there. Like they're whatever they're saying on social media and eGriz and stuff. Like I went
Mm-hmm.
on eGriz one time in 2021. I'll never, like, as a player, I would never ever do that again. It fucking scarred me, bro. Like bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's vicious on there. But
Yeah.
if you let the fans tell it, like you think that they act like they care more than we as players care, and it's like I always think
Yeah.
to myself, I'm
I
like, do
can't
you think
stand
you
that.
care? Do you think you care more than the players in the jerseys on the field doing the
Yeah.
workouts every day? Like,
Yeah. Dedicating their whole summer and winter to it. Like I get
hello,
I get when fans say that in professional sports because I've seen it. I'm not going to say
right?
anyone, but I've seen it. They get
Yeah.
their paycheck and they leave.
Oh yeah,
College though, you're crazy. You're crazy.
bro.
We're there to respectfully, we're there to play football. And you think
Right,
we're just going to go out there and BS and we're good. We're good. We'll get it next week. Absolutely not.
right. And we
No.
were pre-NIL, so we weren't getting any money for doing what
Yeah,
we were
we were
doing,
getting
man.
no money. Like that was straight volunteer work, and we're giving everything we had to it.
But see, then some people, you say volunteer work. Some people be like, well, you are getting a scholarship, you're getting a stipend check, and all that stuff. What would you say about that? What would you say to that?
I'd say we're getting $1,200 a month in the worst housing economy in the country. $800 of my $1,200 stipend was going to rent my senior year. I'm having
Damn.
$400 a month to spend. My girl was holding it down, holding it down. Like, yeah, we get nice facilities and all that.
Yeah.
Barely, barely. If you look at some of these other places out there,
Oh,
we're
bro.
not even up to par.
Bro, Samori went to Nebraska, bro. If you
Yeah,
see their facilities at Nebraska,
yeah,
bro, their training
yeah.
table. And I mean, talk about training table, bro. Like you mentioned that. Like trying to put on weight in Montana is tough because we don't really have a nutrition center. You're in the NFL now. You guys have the best nutritionists, the best nutrition, the best food you can eat. Like talk about the contrast between Montana, which is Montana's amazing in a lot of aspects, but like we don't have a training table that a lot of other universities have. What's that like having that with the Steelers?
It's incredible. We talked about what I've been dealing with in training camp. Like I had a
Mm-hmm.
little back issue that they got right in like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as opposed to in Montana, you go in the training room and I love it. Like they're all great people, but you go in the training room and you're dealing with a student and you
Yeah.
try to tell them what's going on. And they're like, okay, well, let me go talk to Justin. Well, Justin's busy with 6 other guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's there now, but Justin was just there while we were there.
Yeah. I love Justin.
Here, like it's broken up by position group. So
Yeah.
every position group has their own one trainer.
Damn.
So I go to the O line lady, and she handles all the O linemen. And there's, O linemen are tough. Like we're all not in there. Me and a couple other guys are the only ones in there.
Yeah.
So we have her full attention the second we walk in the training room. Like we are her only job. If we're not in there, she's doing other things. She's cleaning or she's helping out with another
Right.
position group, obviously. But as for like nutrition, we have Gatorade coolers all over the place. You can get a protein shake, you can get a Gatorade, you can get whatever, like at any time. As opposed to Montana, we were getting, yogurt, granola bar, and 1 cup of chocolate milk. If you had 2, don't let them catch you pouring 2 cups of chocolate milk. We're getting core protein, and we got all the supplements you could ever need, pre-workout, all the hydration stuff. That's another thing is we never had I don't remember ever having just simple Powerade or anything at the Grizz unless it was in the weight room, and that was on and off every now and again. Here, I mean, we have stuff at practice. We have right stuff. We have drip drop, all these electrolytes, all these different ways to get electrolytes. To where if you're going out to practice and cramping, it's on you, because there's so many resources for you to take. We have we'll have little snack breaks. They'll get you some power chews or get you an Uncrustable or whatever you need. Whatever you need to get through practice. You remember those little waffles we used to have at halftime? Yeah, those are everywhere. Anywhere you need to go, just go get you a waffle or go get you some of those chews.
That's so interesting too, because with the Stars, I had a couple of teammates who had played obviously in the USFL, there's going to be a ton of guys who played in the NFL. Mm-hmm. One of my teammates mentioned that about the hydration battle that you just mentioned, you cramping is on you, bro. This is your job. We don't have time to waste with you dealing with cramps and all that stuff. So obviously, you see the Lamars and sometimes you see some of the star athletes have to go out for a play or two dealing with cramps. But I feel at the professional level, you don't really see a lot of that because it is a job, and it's you can't afford to cramp, bro.
You can't afford to cramp because the next guy's going to go in and he's going to get your route or he's going to get your run play or he's going to get your block.
Bro.
And he's fully capable of doing it.
Yes,
so if you miss that rep, it's over. It's death wish. And they always say there's a saying that goes around. It's your best ability is your availability. That's 100%. What Coach T says all the time. If you're cramping, if you're doing anything like that, there's a lot of other ways you could have prepared before this practice or before this game. And in Tampa, it was cool to see they would incorporate water breaks in practice, it was 3 or 4
you guys are freaking
water
Florida.
breaks.
It's hot as hell.
Exactly. So they'll work with you, but at the same time, you got to do your part. I was going in there in the morning. We practice in the morning when it's the coolest. Still 90 whatever degrees.
Humid as hell.
Super humid. And I would go in and probably get 4 bottles of water, maybe more, before practice. Just having to pee all practice. But that's what you have to do. Yeah. Because if you cramp, it's over.
Yeah. We had guys, I'm not going to cramp and let this. I'm fighting for a spot. I'm not going to cramp and let this guy potentially take my spot. You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm not getting taken out over a cramp. Absolutely not.
Man, so, I remember when I was in training camp with the Stars, and you guys, 53 make the roster in the NFL, 40 make the roster in the USFL. I think it was 44 last year in the UFL. But I remember, I was having a really good training camp, and I was making a lot of plays. And I remember one of the guys on the team said, "Damn, bro, share some food." It's bro, I'm not eating enough myself. I can't share. Yes. He wanted me to share my reps, and I'm bro, I don't want to be disrespectful. I fuck with you, bro, but I'm not giving you any of my reps. I can't afford to give you any of my reps, bro. I haven't been in the NFL. I haven't done any. I don't have the pedigree as any of you guys, bro. I'm fighting for everything I got to get, bro.
Exactly.
Every special teams rep I can get, every practice squad special teams rep I can get, anything I can do to show that these guys are I want to be on this route. Man, people don't understand, bro.
We kind of talked about that a little earlier, taking someone's job, but that's where it really gets awkward is when you're in practice and you're doing individual drills or something for O-line, we're hitting the Crowder. I'm going before you, bro. I'm looking at the guy saying, I'm going before you. You're a rookie. You're not about to come in here, or you're a practice squad guy. We don't say that directly, but
it's understood.
Bro.
It's understood, bro.
I'm gonna go before you. Before coach loses interest in watching this shit.
Facts, bro.
I'm getting my rep in while coach is still paying attention.
Yes, bro. Oh my gosh, the mental toll. I swear to you, bro, the mental toll that I went through during training camp was just like the what if game, bro. What if, man, what if I go back to Missoula and people are damn, what happened? You're back already. I don't know, man.
I feel that, bro. I feel that. That's because, and like you said, it's because people don't understand how cutthroat this is. Speaking of that, I had to do like an LOA, leave of absence, for my master's. I do it
Yeah.
every couple semesters,
Yeah.
and in their description, like I have to be very specific that I could be rejoining this master's like next semester.
Yeah.
Realistically, like there's a
Yeah.
possibility I could be cut tomorrow and not get a phone call and be like, okay, well, back to school we go.
Yeah.
So like I have to like be so descriptive of that because people just don't. It's obviously not put out there. Like there's no like movie or blueprint about how this stuff works. But
Right.
in Montana, I just feel like people don't have the exposure to it.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of buddies
100%.
from Texas or from Cali that they can go text their buddy, and oh, what was this like? We don't have that in Montana. We don't have
Man.
former NFL players to go talk to like that. So a lot of
100%.
people don't know how this game works.
Yeah, man, and that's why I'm so grateful for guys like Mark Mariani, who's just like a great vet, somebody I didn't even play with, but obviously like he followed our careers, and he was somebody I talked
Hmm.
to a lot before I went to the Stars, before I got to play professional football. He was just a great guy for me, a great mentor
Great
for me,
guy.
and I'm very grateful for what he did, man. He was
Hmm.
awesome.
Incredible guy.
Who was like, I feel like everybody has that vet they kind of like resonate with. Who was that vet for you at Tampa or even with the Steelers?
With Tampa, it was a guy named Josh Wells. He's actually a James Madison guy.
Okay. Oh,
He's a
the
tackle.
with the beard, the redhead beard.
No, he's got brown hair.
Wasn't
He's
there like a center from James Madison too?
um there's a guard. We actually had two James Madison. They
Yeah.
were long ago though. Like
Okay.
Josh
Okay.
was when I was in Tampa. Josh was on year 9, I want to say,
Oh
and
damn.
then we had
Okay.
Aaron Stinney, who
That's
was
what I'm thinking
on.
of.
He's with the Giants now. I think he's on year 6, maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, Josh was similar to my size, a little thicker, a little shorter, but similar weights. Whereas
Yeah.
Tristan Wirfs is 6'5", 360, and moves like a deer. And the coach is like, Dylan, just watch Tristan here. Watch how Tristan gets out there. I
He's
can't
different,
watch Tristan
coach.
Wirfs. I will never be 6'5", 360 and move like that. I'm gonna watch Josh, who's 6'6", 320-ish. I'm gonna learn
Right.
from him. In Pitt, definitely James Daniels.
Yeah.
Being a former Bear fan, he was with the Bears for his first 4 years, so
Yeah.
I kind of knew of him before I got to Pitt. But great guy, great guy.
Yeah.
He's we get along. We a lot of similar interests, and he knows ball. He
Yeah.
was a first or second round draft pick. Like he knows how this league works.
Right.
Dan Moore Jr., another one. He's not too liked in Pittsburgh, but I think he's a heck of a player. I think he's one
Yeah.
of the best tackles I've been around. Just
Yeah.
so professional. Because every year they've drafted another tackle to take his spot, and he has yet to give it up. So
Amen.
I told him straight up the other day, I was like, the way you've handled this is I'm over here writing notes, like, because the
Yeah.
professionalism is through the roof. And he comes in every day, he gets his work in, he's vocal, and he leaves. He doesn't pay attention to BS, and like I said earlier, he controls what he can. That's all he
Yeah.
worries about.
Yeah, man. So talk about that. You mentioned a minute ago Tristan Wirfs. Your coach is telling you to watch Tristan Wirfs, but he just got paid because he's different. Talk about that, making that realization in the league that just like,
Yeah, he's
man,
an
like,
alien.
some of these guys are just differently built, and nobody like they do what they do because they are different than everybody else. Like, what was that realization like for you?
Yeah. There's not a lot of guys like that in the league. Like, I'd say the only one in Pittsburgh right now would be GP. And that's just because he's not like a freakish build or anything, but he's just the plays he makes are unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unnecessary half the time. Like, he doesn't need to make this one-handed catch half the
Right.
time, but he just does it just because
that's
he
George
can.
Pickens for anybody who.
Yeah. Yeah, just he's an alien, absolute alien. But
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any town pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up, oh yeah.
yeah, Tampa had a few. Tristan was one. Vita Vea is another
Oh
one
man,
because no one
we
at
saw him in
no one at
2017.
no one at that size should be able to run that fast. And he ain't blazing, but when he gets moving, oh my goodness.
No gloves,
He put me
bro.
no gloves. Bro, he put me in oblivion. Like Hump moved me into oblivion the first week of P Squad in Tampa because they had a speed package, they called it, which was crazy to me. So Shaq Barrett and the other D end would be three techniques outside the guards. Linebacker would be hit up the center, and then Vita Vea on one end, at one D end, Akeem Hicks at the other one.
Damn.
So you have to go Cinco, you have to go 5-0, like you have to block man on man. I'm out there. I see Vita lined up. I said, not like this. And I got on him super quick. I was like, I'm not letting him pick up speed.
Right.
I got on him super quick, and he like pressed me a little bit, and then he humped me. Dog, I went flying. And I was at the time, I was 310 easily. I went flying. And I was like, yeah, this is Vita's different. You can't block Vita Vea.
Would you say
Like,
that
you
was
just
like
have-
your welcome to the NFL moment?
For sure. That was the most humbling experience I've ever had. But it's Vita Vea, so like I was like, that's fine. We'll get back up. We'll go at him again. But
Right.
I'm still waiting for a true welcome to the NFL moment for sure in game. I have a few practice ones. We went to Tennessee my rookie year with Tampa for joint practice, and when I tell you Jeffrey Simmons beat all 5 of our O linemen in one-on-ones, it was nuts. And we're the same age. Me and Jeffrey, we're all the same age. He's 26. So we were all 24. Dog, he beat everybody. I was like, this is and was talking while doing it. He wasn't doing it quiet. He's yelling. I was like, wow, there's really levels to this. He's another alien too. Jeffrey Simmons is a different beast. But,
man.
Yeah, there's not a lot. Not a lot of teams have aliens, but the ones that do stand out are unbelievable.
Yeah. So only got a few more questions. You mentioned a minute ago how you used to be a Browns fan, and you have a guy who used to be a Bears fan. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
A Bears fan, and a guy who used to be for the Bears is now one of your teammates. What is that like? Like you've obviously watched the NFL. You've obviously watched some of these guys. Like some of these guys are your idols. Like for me, I walk into training camp with the Stars, and Corey Coleman's sitting right there on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, like I used to watch this guy my whole life. Like I watched his college highlight as a freshman, like every freaking day. I used to watch this dude's highlight. So what is that like for you to like be in the same room as or be on the same field as some of your idols or some of the guys that you used to look up to?
It's hard not to fanboy. I'm gonna be honest with you. So when I first got to Pitt, they had Mitch Trubisky.
Oh yeah.
I was holding it down for Mitch when he was with the Bears when no one else was. And trying to support him, rooting for him, wanting him to win. Now I'm in Pittsburgh with him. I was like, let's go. I'm struggling not to like fanboy. Just kind of talking to him here and there, just fitting in. And now, look at us now. Now we got Justin Fields. Come on, bro. I have lived. Like this could end tomorrow. I've lived. I've blocked for 2 of my favorite quarterbacks ever.
That's
I'm good.
crazy.
It's nuts.
Have you ever
it's
like?
Unbelievable.
Have you ever told them? Have you ever like spoke that to them and let them know? Like, man, like, yeah.
Mitch knew for sure because I couldn't shut up about it. I was like I said, I was trying not to fanboy, but I'm like, dog, I've watched every game you played since like 2018. Like I'm a huge fan. I haven't told Justin yet, but he's a lot more quiet than Mitch. He doesn't talk as much as Mitch, so Mitch it was easy to bring it up, but we'll give Justin his time, let him settle in, and then tell him how much I rooted for him.
Man, that's crazy. I couldn't even imagine two great Browns players who you've watched just walk in the room and you're like, bro, what?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Even in Tampa with Tom Brady, that was just seeing his every day and just how he moves is just crazy. Like it makes sense why he's been in the league, how long he's been in the league.
Yeah.
Because every day
he just
he
like
makes
there
the most of
all
every
day, every day.
Yeah. Like first one there, last one to leave. You know, he's whether it's rehab or film or whatever, like and his understanding of the game was so intense that he like would run our blitz and like protection meetings. Like he would come in the O-line room, grab the clicker and run that meeting. He'd say, all right, we're gonna slide this way. This guy on the right, he's not coming. We'll slide left. Like he was doing all that. And then we're going out and executing. It was nuts. But like to see the highest level of that, and then to come to Pittsburgh and see a young guy in Kenny Pickett was indescribable. Like the amount that I learned in the drop off from the top of the
Right.
top to just a young guy
A
trying to make
rookie.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Or a
Was
couple years in the
crazy.
league. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, was
I can't even
unbelievable.
imagine.
Like he's smart, he knows ball, but dog, Tom knows it all. Like
It's the
Tom knows
freaking
everything.
GOAT, bro.
It's a goat. Like he's talking to himself and walk through like, okay, two are over here. Like if one comes, I got to throw hot. Like I get the pit. There's none of that going on. Like Kenny he just didn't, and it didn't help with the offense we were running. But he just didn't. It just wasn't clicking for him on the level that
Right.
it clicks for Tom, obviously. But
Right.
to see that was awesome. To see that was really
Man.
cool.
I'm sure you, as a young guy, even like from the quarterback, you're learning so freaking much, just like a sponge. Just like anything this guy says, I need to soak it up because this guy has obviously done it all. He's seen it all. Like whatever he says
Yeah.
is the law.
Yeah. I'd probably go through 2 or 3 notebooks in a season. Last year I went through 2. I'll probably go through, I don't think I'll go through as much this year because like
As you learn
the
more.
offense didn't change much. There's not as much to
Right.
write down. But last year with Coach T, yeah, I was writing down everything. Everything he said, I'm writing it down. I got a whole thing of quotes. Like I was just trying to absorb, like you said, just trying to absorb whatever he's saying.
Yeah. So, football wise, what drives you? What keeps you going?
I just love the game. It's not even a job at this point because I love it so much. Get to meet, a lot of cool people. Get to be in a cool work environment.
Yeah.
The money's obviously nice, but just the memories and the experience and the knowledge that I've gained over the last 3 years is priceless.
Yeah. What would you say is your why? Like, why do you play the game? I mean, I know you just mentioned your love of the game, but like, if you could put a pinpoint like a why as to what would that be?
Definitely my biggest one would just be a financial head start in this life.
Man.
I don't come from money, so
Yeah.
I was broke before I was on P Squad. I was working at Walmart. You remember that? I was working at Walmart any chance I got.
Bro.
So that was my why originally. Now that that's came, then I just want to really just not be great. I don't expect myself to be great, but that's kind of me telling myself that I can be great.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
You can, bro. You can,
You
bro.
can. I just want to help this team win. I really just want to play football. So at this point, it's really just love the game. I just enjoy playing football, and I just enjoy being out there with the guys and just meeting new people and being a part of this business. 'Cause that's what it is. It's definitely business. It's not really a game anymore, but it's still fun. It's still football at the end of the day.
So, if not football, then what would Dylan Cook be doing right now?
It's a great question. Probably human resources of some sort. That's what my master's was in, public administration. So, I took
Did
a
you ever
human
finish
resources
that?
class. No, I still got a couple more classes left.
Are you going to finish it when you get the chance?
I do. I will. Yeah, for sure. Because one of the perks actually with the NFL is if you do 1 year inactive, you get tuition reimbursement. So I could just go do it and pay. I'd have to pay for it, but then the NFL would pay me back. But so yeah, definitely going to. But like I said with that LOA, like I can't really be specific about when I'll be back because this game could change anytime. But probably just working a desk job somewhere. Just living life.
You're like
back
athletic
in
director,
Montana.
bro. Be Butte's athletic director one day.
It's open. That job's open too.
It
About
is?
to open up. Yeah, the guys.
Oh yeah, because I talked to their. I think they actually hired one because I was talking to the wrestling coach a couple of weeks ago. He said I don't think it's official yet, but I think he knows who the athletic director
probably
is going to
do.
be.
That's a big job, because that's. I mean, Butte's one of the few AA towns that only has one AA school. So they have Butte Central, which is A, but that's private.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's one school for that whole area. So it's a pretty big job. They're not just going to hire just anybody.
100%. 100%. So, last question I got for you is, well, actually, I want to touch on one more thing after this last question. I know I keep having so many. My last scripted question is, what are your short-term goals and what are your long-term goals going forward?
Short-term goals, I definitely want to play this year, which is looking good because we've had some injury problems on the O-line.
Yeah, you guys are banged up.
Myself included. So
yeah,
once I'm back, we get into division ball. And what that means. I want, Myles Garrett, the Ravens defense. Like I'm ready to play some ball.
You ball against those guys though. You looking at 5-6 more years in the league, bro.
Exactly. So yeah, the final third of our schedule is crazy. The
Yeah,
hardest in the league. So
yeah.
yeah, I want to play. I want to
I
play
mean,
more
bro,
games.
The North is crazy. You got the
Yeah, it's
Bengals,
unbelievable.
you got the Ravens, and you got the Browns, who were a playoff team
Yeah.
last year. Ravens went to the AFC Championship last year, and then the
Yep.
Bengals, they just didn't have Joe Burrow. Like, bro, that is like the
It's
toughest division in football right
it's
now.
crazy. It's some crazy ball being played, man.
Yes, bro.
I just want to be a part of it. I just want to be
So,
out there and a part of it.
man, so long term, you said those are your short term goals. What about your long term goals?
Long term, I just want to come out of this healthy. I want to be
Yeah.
able to have my brain intact, have my body intact.
Mm-hmm.
We're on course so far. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the main
So,
thing. I just want to be a dad, want to be a husband. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
just want to be there for my kids and all that. So
You see kids coming in the near future?
yeah, probably on the
Yeah.
schedule here soon. We'll get married next summer.
Hey! When are you guys getting married?
Prob-
I'm getting married next summer
uh,
too.
July 5th.
Damn, me and Jordan are getting married July 12th.
It'll be in Missoula too. So
Ours is in
if
Missoula too,
yeah, I was
bro.
about to say you'll be around. Pull up. We'll get you an invite for sure.
Bro,
Probably already on
okay.
the list. You should already be on the list.
So one more thing I wanted to touch on. 2021 fall camp. There was these jokes. Talk about that summer and like who started that? Why was it so crazy? Talk a little. I tell people about this all the time, bro. It was the most toxic training camp I've ever been through, bro. But talk a
I
little
don't
bit about that
know.
shit, bro.
I don't
Literally, let me tell you a
remember.
story real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Last night, I was with Keelan. We were at the Big Sky game. He was checking out one of the players that invited me too. I'm asking Keelan about this, about somebody. Their name is like, I don't want to say the name, man, but I was asking him about somebody, and like he
Yeah.
literally wouldn't answer. And I was like, no, bro, like I'm genuinely asking you. He's like, oh, bro, sorry, I thought you were. I'm like, bro, like,
He had PTSD from it.
yes, bro, it's crazy, it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
oh my goodness. I can't remember who started. I swear it was you, wasn't it? Was it you
Wasn't it
who started it?
Skylar?
Definitely. Skyler was definitely a heavy hitter, heavily involved. I just knew you couldn't trust anybody. You couldn't
Bro,
trust nobody.
bro,
Anytime something was suspect, you had to just walk away.
bro, bro,
I
like,
actually got on that a couple days ago, literally a couple days ago in the group chat, in our Steelers group chat. Someone said, he was talking about a YouTuber. I forget the guy's name, but he's like, what do y'all think about so and so? And I was like, don't do it, bro. That was literally my response. He's like, what are you talking about? And then I Googled the name, and it was an actual person. It was an outrageous name, and it was an actual person. I thought he was gonna get me with one of those
damn,
like
bro.
type jokes, and I had to remember who I was talking to. I was like, oh, I'm not in Montana anymore. They're probably not getting me on those levels,
Bro, the
but
PTSD from that shit is actually crazy, bro.
it's never going away. It's never going away. And Genevieve's brother tried to get me on one. The what's the matter, daddy, or whatever that one
Oh,
was.
dude, I just
He
saw that
tried
shit
to,
the other day. I tried to get my fiance with that, bro.
yeah, he tried to get me with that one, but nah, I'm too trained on it. I was like, don't even start with me. He was like, I'm a pro. It
You don't
was
know,
so
bro.
funny.
We were
Like we've
freaking
been doing
forged,
this.
bro. We've been doing this, bro. We were forged
Yeah.
through the like. They don't understand, bro. Like we've been through it, bro. Like people have no idea, bro.
Yeah, we couldn't trust nobody. We couldn't trust nobody. Like anytime someone said some crazy, random, whatever, there was a new form of it that was brought out like the next week.
Literally,
Like, do you remember
literally,
the ukulele one where
man,
they're sitting there, all the guys playing and they do this, that, what's that thing called? And yeah, I'm like, okay, you guys are Skylar. I think Skylar came up with that one.
bro. Like,
Next level. Couldn't trust nobody.
Did I ever tell you guys about how Brady Lane got me?
Mm.
Man, so
Little Brady Lane. No
yes,
way.
bro. Yes, bro. As a freshman, he had just been kind of fly on the wall, watching the whole shit play down
Yeah.
over training camp, and he got me, bro. Literally, we're sitting there one day, or so it was like a 2-day joke, or it was like he said it in the morning and he finished the joke in the afternoon. He's like, "Damn, Sam." So like, there's this player, like I can't even remember the joke. I can't even remember what name he used, but he was like, "Do you know such and such from BA?" Like he said he knows you. And I was like, "Nah, bro," but like I didn't ask who, like what, like He just said, yeah. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, he was like, oh, you should look it up. Like maybe you can find out. Later in the day, either later in the day or the next day, he came back to me. He was like, hey, Sam, like, did you ever figure out, like, who that player was? I was like, nah, bro. Like, I was trying to think really hard. I was like, what was his last name? And then boom, these nuts or whatever it was. And I remember everybody was standing around, bro. Brian laughing because Brady, just like you said, little Brady Lang, like up to that point, he was quiet. I hadn't heard him talk a ton. Like, bro, I just had to sit down and just like, bro, I was just like, well done.
Nice.
Well done, bro.
Well done.
Well done, bro. Like,
that's so funny.
Man.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's the PTSD from that and the training from that is instilled in us forever.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never be caught off guard until it happens. Bro. It'll definitely happen again. But
oh yeah, bro. I'm trying to think if somebody got me. Nobody got me, but I get my friends all the time, bro.
Yeah,
they're not trained like us, so it's whatever.
Yeah, no, that was cutthroat.
But I'll get you out of here, man. Like, I appreciate you so much, bro. It's so good to catch up, bro, and hear about how your NFL career has been going and talk a little bit about your past, man. Appreciate you for coming on my channel. Like I said, I don't do these a ton, and I'm hoping to get into more of them. But I appreciate you so much for hopping on and chopping it up with me, bro. I'm gonna be watching you all season long, bro. I'm so proud of you, bro. Like, makes me so happy to see a fucking Grizz, one of my teammates out there balling, bro. I'm so proud of you, dog. Appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you too, bro. Thanks for having me. Best of luck with the rest of the channel.
Yeah, man.